Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, as a last minute decision with only 2 weeks to prep for, Gabe and I decided to go to Fan Expo for the day. So, here's our trip. We hopped on the bus around 8:25 in the morning. We arrived around 10:25, got our free passes from our friends, and we were inside by 11 o'clock. Wanted to meet the celebrities like as soon as possible. That way we don't have to rush and we can just roam around. By the time we got in line for Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum, we had to wait for like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. And then I was shocked to see the Twilight cast next to the Smallville cast. And then after that, I started heading down to Artist Alley to do my shopping spree. And of course, Gabe just ditched me to go to the mall and not stay in Comic-Con that I worked so hard to get us both in for free. Yeah, Gabe was a little overwhelmed with the amount of people around us. He really didn't like being shoulder to shoulder, which I'm used to after going to cons for so many years. Yeah, I was pretty much on the hunt for a certain fan art that I really wanted for my bedroom. And so I was just exploring and see whatever catches my attention. But like the aisles were so congested on Saturday. Like out of all days to go, I wish I went on to Friday or even on a Thursday, but out of all the days I had off from my job, I just couldn't do it. So Saturday was the only day we could have gone. I did find a couple of days later that I had Sunday off, but because it was last minute notice, I didn't want to stay overnight in Toronto. More like I didn't have a budget and I didn't want to be an inconvenience to my friends. This vendor had a pillow of lamp hint and I was like, oh, kind of want it, but didn't really need it. By this point, I was pretty much circling around to find that one vendor that I found the one thing I was looking for. And it was the only vendor that had what I was looking for, and there she is. And then after shopping at her booth, I went around just to make sure I didn't miss anything or I needed to get something and I totally forgot about it. I was also looking for Trevor because Trevor called me and he's like, where are you? And I was like, where are you? And he was like, well, I'm here. And then I went there and he wasn't there, but then I got our communications crossed. So, because I was not going to leave this building without doing everything I needed to do in this building. I know how Fan Expo works, so like getting out is pretty easy, but getting back in is going to be difficult. And I told that to Gabe when he went to the mall. Because like, once I leave this building, I am not going back into this building. Like, I'm making my trip worthwhile. So, but yeah, I was just going around to double check if there's any other artists that I've missed because that happens actually. I was also on the hunt for another set of friends of mine and I don't know where they were. Like I made sure I went down every single aisle. I went all around the ends of the booths of each aisle. Like I could not find them. And like one of my friends' art is very recognizable, but could I find them? No. At this point, I think I've seen everything that I could see in Artist Alley, and now I just wanted to venture off to the other side of the building and check out all the gaming stuff and like all the entertainment. Flashback. I haven't seen that Polkaroo since I was a kid. I'm not lying. That Polkaroo scares the shit out of me. Oh my god. That's so weird. Such a flashback to my childhood. I used to watch them as a kid. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, the couch is not blown up, but like, big comfy couch. I ran into one of my friends around this area and she told me there was a lot of things that you could do for free. However, everything that she was specifying that you could do for free, I couldn't do them. Why? The lines were ridiculous for a Saturday. 2, I really didn't have any time to go check them out without feeling like I was being rushed. Checking out this crazy video game competition arena. I think they're playing that Marvel game. I don't know. I don't play it. Don't know if they're also playing the same game. Couldn't really tell you because I don't play this type of game. Everyone here testing out the Switch 2, which is fine, but I like my Switch, so I didn't need to test it. I kind of wanted to check this Conjuring thing, but the line was huge and I didn't want to wait. I do not have FOMO. I saw this Wednesday Addams haunted house thing and I really wanted to check it out, but the line was ridiculous. It's just as bad as the Conjuring one, but I love how this was a great way to promote the show and the other little details around the house was awesome. Now You See Me is coming out with another movie, I guess. That's how I found out. I don't know if Gabe saw this, but I thought this Minecraft thing was pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna give this show a try because of obvious reasons, but if you know, you know. you know. Gabe came back and I was pretty much done with the con, so we were heading back to the other side to give back our passes. Got food and then headed back to the bus station. Excuse the look, I just woke up and I have my coffee. I was very exhausted from going to Fan Expo yesterday. Ever since I've been driving, I haven't been walking much except at work. So for the first time in a long time, my ankles were actually giving out at the con while I walked countless hours. Before I was able to do it without any problems. Now I'm having some problems. But Fan Expo was awesome, even though it was like spare of the moment. I didn't really focus on cosplays unless Gabe asked me. I didn't see, or unless I missed the aisle or something. I didn't see a lot of horror stuff. Don't know why. Last time I went, there was an aisle full of tattoos. No tattoos there. I again don't know why. I saw all my friends that I wanted to see. I saw so many cool vendors. But I was very limited to what I was spending because, one, I did not drive to Toronto. I told Gabe when we were gonna go, I refused to drive to Toronto. So we were on the bus and all we took was a backpack, which had like my books, my charger cable, a bottle of iced tea, and like a pocket slot for all of our autographs. So pretty much the only thing I bought there was prints, which I was on a hunt for. Let's get to the celebrity signage because that was the whole reason why we were going. What started was Gabe came up to me 2 weeks ago and was like, we should go to Fan Expo. And then I came and counteracted being like, we shouldn't go to Fan Expo because money. And then he was like, but Tom Welling is going to be there. And I was like, I already met Tom Welling. And then he was like, well, I want to get his autograph. And I was like, I kind of want to meet Lex Luthor, but do I have the money to go meet Lex Luthor? And then I went through the voice actors and I saw the one voice actor that I really wanted to meet. And no, it wasn't Stephen Blum. I've already met him like 3 times. The third autograph print of Steve Blum it's Grunt. It's Grunt. Or is it Rex? No, it was Grunt. It was not Rex. Oh my god, sweet Jesus. Oh my god, sweet Jesus. Anyways, so there was one voice actor and I had to meet him. Like, I really had to meet him. I met the original voice actor of Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children Sephiroth. So now I've met OG Vincent and OG Sephiroth. I need to find Cloud. I need to find Tifa. Like, I would love to find Tifa, and I would love to find Cloud. I don't think I'll be seeing them anytime soon. Most likely Tifa would be more of a possibility than Cloud, but I digress. So, I finally met George Newborn, and it was spectacular, and he asked me what quote I wanted on my print, and I had picked, "I will never be a memory," and that was when he dies. Not really dies, but you know what I mean?
I will never be a memory.
It was the best highlight, and Gabe actually has a video of me like freaking out in line.
So I'm like, this time around, I kind of say, look, man, I already have my clerk out of the way.
Now I bring this print back and get Cloud to sign it, and then I will be super happy. And then I met Lex Luthor. I got the one with Donald Glover in it because I want to meet Donald Glover, possibly in the future. Don't think it's happening anytime soon, but it's Fan Expo. You never know. But Michael Rosenbaum was so cool, and it really threw me and Gabe off because we're rewatching Smallville, and I've looked at Gabe in the next line over because he was meeting Tom Welling, and I'm like, it's weird seeing him with hair because that's the only character we know him from. I know he's a voice actor of The Flash in one of the animation series, but now I've met Clark and Lex from Smallville. But this was really funny. There's a reason why for the next one. So, like I said, Gabe has met Tom Welling, but our interaction was it was so funny. So, Gabe went up to him and was like, oh my god, hi Tom, like this is awesome. And I went up with him, and Tom was like talking to him, and then Gabe grabbed this print, which he hasn't gotten to this part of the season. So he's like, I haven't even met Lois Lane yet. And I'm like, why did you grab a print that has a character you haven't even seen yet on the show? But whatever. So he grabbed this print and he was signing, was it this one? He was signing this one first. And it's like in green. It's kind of hard to see because you put green and on a black suit. Not the best choice, but whatever. He put I love you, Josh. and Tom Welling was just like, why the F did I do that? And Gabe was like, yeah, why did you put Josh? And he's like, it clearly shows your name on this little piece of paper that your name is Gabe. So he's like, you can keep this. I'm gonna grab you a new print, and we're gonna do this properly. So he goes and grabs Gabe another print of this and signs it correctly. He also signed this correctly. You can't really see it, but it's right there. He signed it correctly. This is the one I'm keeping because I want to remember this moment. But then Gabe brought a print that we got when we did photo ops with Tom Welling back in 2019 as a birthday present for Gabe. So he kind of just like, as he was talking to Gabe, he was casually just taking that print out of the sleeve, and then he went to sign it for free. So that was pretty awesome. He signed it, but then he said, thanks, Josh. And then Gabe and I just looked at it like, you know, so confused. And Tom Welling just looks down and he looks back at us and he goes, yeah, that was totally on purpose. And then he was going on about like, you know, I worked with a Josh last week. And Gabe was like, that was last week though. So why Josh came into the picture, no idea. And what makes it funnier is because Gabe has an alias name on the skate park, so people like don't really know him, and it's actually Josh. So Gabe thinks it's much more hilarious the fact that he put his alias name without actually knowing his alias name. That's hilarious. And I like lost my mind at the booth. Like I was like laughing and crying hysterically because I think it was just the funniest moment. It was so funny. And then as I was leaving, without watching where I was going, I full on shoulder to shoulder checked Lana Lang. And I wanted to meet her, but that's not how I wanted to meet her. And she grabbed my arm, I grabbed her arm, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize who it was until like mid-sentence of saying sorry, and I walked away and I like grabbed Gabe's backpack and I'm like, I just ran into Kristen Kuick. Oh my god. And Gabe's like, you need to like calm down, Mom. And I'm like, I full on ran into her. But like, I didn't get to see her. I really wanted to meet Lana, but there's this thing called money. So I had to pick and choose who I couldn't see. But like, there's a possibility they would come back. So like maybe next year if they do come back, I will go back and see Lana Lang, and I will go back to see no, her name's not Kristen Dunst. I really want to meet Lois Lane. I can bring this print and get her to sign it, or I can get her. And then Laura, I can't remember her last name, but it's pretty long, but it starts with a B. Laura was there, aka Supergirl from Smallville, and I really wanted to meet her like a long time ago, but now I definitely want to like add to the collection, I guess. She was there, so I kind of want to meet her. And then the funny thing, as we were waiting for Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum coming back from panels, 4 members of the Twilight cast was next to Michael Rosenbaum. It was Carlisle, Emmett, Jasper, and Alice. I was able to see Carlisle, and then I was able to see Emmett, and then Jasper, but I couldn't really see Alice. I'm forgetting their names, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Took pictures for my bestie, because she was all like, are you seeing them? And I said, no, but I'm here for Smallville. And as I was standing there, I was like, well, I guess I get to see them. So I'm like taking pictures, trying not to be a creeper, but I am a creeper. But like, it was a great time. So I was able to see Twilight. At first I wasn't gonna go see them, but then they were just right there, so I saw them from a distance. So that was pretty cool. So that's all the celebrities that I saw, and Gabe as well. Gabe wanted to meet another celebrity, but he didn't have the money for it. Troy Baker was there. I would love to see Troy Baker because he was the voice actor of Joel from, oh my god, Last of Us. I should have asked Trevor if he actually went and saw Troy Baker, because Trevor had a huge lineup of guests he would want to see, and Troy Baker was his #1 guest because Last of Us was his favorite video game. So like I said, I didn't spend atrociously amount of money at Fan Expo. I only got what I was looking for, which was prints, which I gotta find room to put these up in my bedroom. I found this artist, and she was the only artist I could find that was selling prints that I was looking for. And she goes by Leah Ramirez Art, and I was in search for Fourth Wing fan art. Like, I just wanted something with Tyrion and Violet, and then I maybe want something with like her and Rhiannon, or her with Liam, or her with her dragons, or her with Xaden. Like, as much as I love her and Xaden, I really wanted something with Tyrion and Darna, but like, I only found one that I wanted. But so I got one with Violet and Tyrion. So badass. And it was like buy 2 and get the 3rd one for free, so I had to. And then we have the one with Xaden and Violet with their dragons in the distance. I love this print. Not my favorite out of the 3, but I love the sunset and the silhouette of the dragons. I got this one. This one's my favorite one. I love with her hair being unbraided. I love the lightning in the back. Xaden looks gigantic, which is awesome with the tattoo side. But this is my favorite print out of the 3. But I want to put, like, you know what I mean? I want to put it in a row like this in my bedroom and put the one with the bright peachy colors in the middle. But all I wanted was Fourth Wing fan art. This is a horrible way of showing all my fan art, but that's all I wanted was Fourth Wing stuff. I wanted a sticker book, but I looked at all the stickers and I was like, I'm not going to use all these stickers. I just want a sticker of Andarna and Terran. But I was really happy with that. There was other art that I wanted, but again, I was on the bus and I was really worried that the canvas would get damaged on the way, because knowing my life and my luck, that was gonna happen. But yeah, if you want to see her and check out her art, that's, I don't know if this is gonna work on a video, but that is it there, her QR code, but her link will be down below in the description box. And then I've seen this artist quite a few times at shows. I've always wanted her stuff. Most of it has like a white background. I don't want that, but she released, I guess this is for Halloween because it's all dark, and I'm loving this. It was like $7 each or 3 for $14, so they're like mini prints, which I don't mind. I don't know the name of this Pokemon, but I love the look of it. I don't really pay attention to it if I don't want it, but I got this like ghosty teacup. I think I might cut into like little squares. I don't know. Maybe find little small frames. That's the goal. But I think this is absolutely stunning with the black and white leaves and mushrooms, and then just have that be the colors that stick out. And because I'm a sucker for Litwick, I had to get Litwick in this little lantern and potions, pumpkins, and all the leaves. Absolutely stunning. And then, because I'm also a sucker for this Pokemon, I got Pumpkin Boo. Pumpkin Boo is so gorgeous on top of witchy kind of books and some candles and some lights with some bats. Absolutely stunning. I will see if I can insert on the screen here who's it by. She's known in the area. Like I said, I've seen her countless times. I haven't been able to get art from her. I'm sure I can figure it out. I just bought food. All I did was buy food and a lot of coffee. We got home around like 10:30. Bus ran like a half hour late because of the traffic, which is understandable. And I came home. I think I emptied out the backpack and all what I wanted, what Gabe wanted, and then we passed out. I just read my book for like 2 or 3 chapters, and then I was like, I need to go to bed. And so Fan Expo for one day was exhausting, so maybe I'll try next year for 2 days. I had a great time. So happy that Gabe convinced me on going. Actually, like I said, he convinced me on going. I even told him that. I told George Newborn that, like, you're the reason why I'm here. The remake version of, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth was there. Do I want to pay $150 to meet him? No thanks. George Newborn was, like, half the cost of that. I'm just saying. I don't mind the new voice actor for Sephiroth, but nothing beats the OG for me. Next on my list that I would love to meet is the new voice actor Vincent of the remake, because he's just like, he's really great from what I see on Critical Role and D&D stuff on TikTok. He's awesome, so I would love to meet him as well. Vincent just steals my heart. And then I don't know who else will come next year, but we'll see. So that is it, guys, of my adventure Fan Expo with me and Gabe. I hope you guys like what I could capture, and if you did, please give this video a nice like. And if you want to follow me and my other social media accounts, all the links are down below in the description box as well. And make sure you subscribe. Get out of here, fourth way. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to see further content. I am trying to get much more stuff out. My schedule has been like kind of horrible lately, but things are starting to simmer down just a bit. My next show is London Comic-Con, so I'm doing a lot of prep for that because I've got like 8 shows back to back after that, almost like every week for 2 months straight. Yep, it's crazy in my life. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care.